We're at North High School where tonight the Golden Raiders host the Manitowoc Ships. Hello everybody, alongside Matt Horzen, I'm Mike Martin. Matt, thanks for filling in for Chris Wright.
Glad to be here, thanks for having me.
I think the last time we did a show together was the Deso show. You did a heck of a job that time.
I think so, I'll try to do the same tonight.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about North. You were at the game last night. They lost to Waukesha North. It seemed like from the paper's article they did pretty good until the fourth quarter. What did you see?
Yeah, they played pretty well, third quarter especially. They were down by about 12 going into the third quarter, went to a 1-3-1 zone, really played well, sliced into the lead, took the lead. Zach Hasenstein banged a couple of threes home, and Jordan Marquez gave him some solid energy too. Fourth quarter rolled around, they switched back to man, and it kind of fell apart for them, started giving up shots, and defense is going to be a key tonight. They're going to have to stay after it in order to beat Manitowoc.
One thing I remember when we saw Manitowoc play earlier this year, I believe it was at South, their guard play is not very strong. Do you think that the Raiders will be pressing tonight or do something to put pressure on their guards?
Yeah, turnovers are going to be a big key. There are two guys that are going to really lead the way for them tonight are TJ Schneider. He's a freshman. He doesn't play a ton of minutes, but he starts and he can shoot the ball. And Adam Bonk is another one of their guards that can shoot the ball. He lit him up pretty good in Manitowoc the first time, even though that was a victory for him. So getting after him, turning him over is going to be key.
I noticed when I looked up the first North Manitowoc game, that Bonk had 20, Davis Larson had 27 that night. He really went off. But the thing about Bonk is he's not a real tall guy, but you got to be careful about the penetration. That's from Damon Ryan, the radio announcer.
And that's true. He likes to get to the rim, and Schneider can do the same. They can not only shoot the ball very well, but they can get to the bucket, and they can create for the rest of their guys. So North getting in, shoring up those gaps, and cutting off the penetration will be important.
Now let's talk a little bit about the North-South game. Pitch is a guy you got to be careful for. He can go off on you pretty easy. He's a pretty good shooter. And coming into tonight's game, who do you put on Bonk? I think it was Rudolph on pitch last game.
Yeah.
Is he like would you say their defensive stopper?
Yeah, I would say so, and they got to be careful because I think Davis is one of their better defensive players too, but you don't want him getting into foul trouble, so you got to be careful there. So yeah, I'd look for Rudolph, maybe Belmore also to try, but it's going to take a team effort to really keep him out of the lane.
Even when a team has a really good scorer, when you're playing North, it's never that scorer against a North guy, it's against the other, the whole team kind of concept. That was another thing about the North-South game. We were wondering who was going to guard Jared Reklitis, and we thought it might have been Davis Larson, but it wasn't.
Yeah, and again, with what they have this year, they're going to throw a lot of different guys at you. Again, I thought Jordan Marquez really played a good game. He's a quiet guy, just goes about his business, but he brings some energy out there, and that sometimes is lacking for North this year.
Now, you mentioned turnovers were going to be a key for Manitowoc in order for them to do well. What do you see North needing to do in order to be successful tonight?
Well, they got to turn Manitowoc over, obviously, pressure them, and as is key for every North team, which I know a little bit something about, you got to hit that three, and they've struggled with that this year. Nick Rudolph has seemed to get hot and then cold and hot, so hopefully him, maybe Santos, maybe Matt Gerber comes and sticks a few threes off the bench tonight.
I thought on Saturday North played really well. Chris and I both thought that South would win the ball game. We thought they probably had the better team, but North played quite well, yet they didn't shoot free throws particularly well, and they certainly didn't shoot their threes well, but they still managed to win the game.
Right, and Belmore was a key cog for them on Saturday night, getting to the rim, not always hitting from the line, but getting there consistently. And yeah, again, another issue they've had is sometimes sticking free throws, something that hurt them at Manitowoc the first time. They could have won by about 20-25 if they would have stuck free throws. So if it's close down the stretch tonight, look for Davis, maybe Eli to step it up and bang a few home for them.
All right, with that, we're going to step out, and we come back. We'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off for tonight's ball game.
I believe in nature.
I believe in the spirit.
I believe in trust.
Beauty.
I believe in my mom.
Strawberry ice cream.
Fortune cookies.
Chocolate.
I believe in
The tooth fairy.
being honest with yourself.
I believe in Santa Claus.
Aliens, of course. I believe what I want to believe.
I believe in myself.
I believe in myself. I believe in peace.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Nicole Malachowski, a U.S. Air Force Fighter Squadron Commander and the first woman pilot with the United States Air Force Aerial Demonstration Team. My fellow airmen and I know that each of us plays a huge part in our victories, whether in the air or on the ground. We couldn't accomplish our mission without using everyone's skills to reach our goals. Embracing our differences and working together is also what has made America strong. Thank you for your support, and remember, our strength lies in our diversity. This message brought to you by the United States Air Force.
Okay, Josh, do your stuff.
Okay, people, you know the drill. Canned foods only, guys.
Sometimes you gotta live what you believe up in your arms, 'cause that's where it's from. Right here with you and with me. I know well, it's now, it's love.
Generosity, pass it on.
A little from up above.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Take 10 seconds to imagine the face of your best friend, your coworker, your classmate, your hero, the face of a veteran, a senior on a fixed income. Now, I want you to imagine them without a home. More than 2 million people in America rely on public housing to provide a home for their families, and there are at least 500,000 waiting for a safe place to live. I'm Jewel, and I'd like you to join me and rethink how public housing is supporting your community.
The environment is my passion. Every day, I live for the outdoors and all of its challenges. That's why I enlisted in the Coast Guard. Now, I serve to protect the environment and defend my country. It's like I was born for this.
Were you born ready for a greater challenge? Find out at gocoastguard.com.
Hoy en día, muchos hombres tienen una enfermedad, pero la mayoría no sabe cómo se llama. Es una enfermedad tratable que atormenta tanto a los hombres como a sus familias, pero muchos hombres nunca obtienen tratamiento. ¿Cómo se llama? Depresión. Si usted o un familiar tiene síntomas de la depresión, no se avergüence de hablar de ello. Llame al número que aparece abajo y vaya al médico. La vida que salve puede ser la suya.
Let's listen while Bill Horsch gives us the starting lineups.
Coached by Brian Gallagher. A senior, number 3, Preston Ullman. A junior, number 4, Adam Bonk. A junior, number 22, Austin Brown. A freshman, number 23, TJ Schneider. A senior, number 42, Ben Coles. And now the starting lineup for your very own Sheboygan North High Runnin' Raiders, coached by Tom Desatel. A junior, number 4, Eli Belmore. A senior, number 15, Ben Van Vagel. A senior, number 21, Jordan Marquez. A junior, number 24, Nick Rudolph. A sophomore, number 25, Davis Larson. Tonight's officials are Steve Lupke, Mark Wolfel, and Tom Rush. These individuals are registered by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and assigned by Sheboygan North High School and the Fox River Classic Conference. Their experience and integrity qualify them to administer the rules of the game. Tonight's athletic trainer is provided by Purveyor Sports Medicine, and tonight's athletic trainer is Mr. Chris Lenz.
I think I know that Tom Rush guy.
Same, sounds familiar.
Now they're going to retoss. I thought they should have just let it go. Manitowoc controls. Austin Brown had it. Guy you want to keep track of is number 4, Bonk, And number 23, the big guy, TJ Schneider. Got it off Manitowoc. Good hustle play by Belmore.
Good first possession for North. They said defense is going to be key for them tonight. We'll see how that pans out as the night goes on.
Manitowoc starts off in a man-to-man defense. Belmore taking it hard to the basket and scores.
It's good to see.
Good start for North. Van Vagel making Bonk work. Schneider from outside the line nails a three.
Marquez got to do a little better job getting a hand up there. He was late.
Didn't look like he got screened either.
I don't think so.
Marquez had it inside, but didn't want to shoot it. Rudolph going hard to the hoop, lays it off the rim, no good. Marquez almost had it taken away, kicks it out. Van Vagel doesn't like to shoot, does he?
No, he doesn't, and there's times when he's got better looks than I think he realizes, but he's just not ready.
Ball batted around, North not able to get a basket, and Manitowoc comes away with it. Schneider, no good. Well, looked like an over the back, no call, and getting the loose ball was Coles, and he scored. 5-2, Manitowoc on top. Larson, hard to the basket, he gets fouled.
Good take by Davis. You'll see him sometimes get a little bit out of control on the drive, but there he was pretty controlled and he took it up strong.
Falls on Brown.
Matt Gerber checking in early tonight.
Gerber seems to be playing a little more now than he did earlier in the year.
Yep, and he's earning his keep too. He's playing hard.
Larson with a pair. North down one. Preston Ullman bringing it up against pressure. You don't want to reach in like that, Ben.
Bad fall that far away from the basket.
Good pressure, did a good job of guarding him until he reached in.
There's a nice play by Belmore.
Not a very good pass either by that Manitowoc player.
Nope, and a heads-up play to throw it off the Manitowoc player and get the possession.
North has it, down by one. Gerber's shot from the outside is nothing but net.
Bottoms on that one for Matt. Good to see.
By the way, there was talk in the stands about how many times you're going to say, holy cow.
Little ode to Harry. We'll see if that comes out at some point.
Battle. His arm is on the line. That should be over and back. They're going to call it a tie-up. North will get it. Arrow points their way.
There's an example, too, something we talked about before. Marquez isn't afraid to get dirty. First guy on the floor.
Gotta like that.
Yep, love it.
Belmore leaping and leaning and scores on the drive.
Another solid take by Eli. I like to see him that aggressive.
Bonk has it. Well, going hard to the basket, but not scoring was Austin Brown. And I think they got him for a travel.
Oh, wow. I was going to say Marquez had a chance to step up and take a charge there, but it worked out all right.
Brown lost it as he was trying to gather it in for the shot. Maybe that's where the violation came. Davis Larson pulls up from outside the line, and you know what we call that? Oops.
Not a good shot.
Well, if you'd have made it.
I suppose. But that's a shot. I know Davis has taken his share of threes this year, but I'd much rather see him try to get to the basket. The three-point shot should be a secondary look for him.
Good point. See, that's why you're up here.
And that's coming from a three-point shooter, too. So.
Manitowoc gets it in. Latour. According to Damon Ryan, the Manitowoc radio man, said Latour's been playing quite well recently. Well, Manitowoc comes away with an offensive rebound, and then tying him up was Matt Gerber. Bonk had the ball, and then he brought it down, and that gave Gerber a chance. Schneider with a leaner, no good, but Marquez is going to pick up the foul.
I was just about to say, we haven't really heard Schneider or Bonk's name since early here, so that's been good.
Yeah, they each scored a basket, and haven't heard much from those two. Like to keep it that way, actually.
Schneider's a tough matchup, too, because he's a bigger guy, and he can shoot the three, but he can get to the rim, too, and set up for his teammates. So that's a tough matchup for North tonight.
You know, what's even more disconcerting is that he's only a freshman.
That's
and
right.
He's going to get better.
Yep.
Rudolph, he nails it. Nice shot by Nick. You got to like it when they hit that first three. Hopefully that sets a tone for the rest of the night.
That's a big confidence boost. There's Eli with a nice tap from behind.
Larson and Van Vagel coming in for Marquez and Belmore.
That's good to see. I said Eli had a tough night last night. It looks like he's coming back strong.
He's a good player. Everybody has a bad game now and again.
That's right. Good to see him bounce back.
Good hustle by Hasenstein, but he was not able to come up with the interception. Bonk. Guarded by Van Vagel.
Screen. Good help by Davis on Schneider.
Three-point attempt is in. That one by T.J. Schneider. Pardon me, that giving it to Latour, number 33. Larson shot no good. Rudolph's
Good
rebound
finish
shot
by
is
Nick.
in. Bonk picks up the foul.
Tell you what, Marty, it's early, but North is coming out with some good energy at the start. I like what I see.
I agree. You know, I think it helps, obviously, if you can make a shot or two. Kind of just makes you more pepped up, especially for the defensive end.
Yep, that's true. Those threes will get some energy into you.
Active hands by North. They tap it out of bounds. Belmore snuck back in when we weren't looking. Rudolph leads all scorers with 6 points so far. Three-point attempt is no good. Good kick-out pass. Valenciano with the layup and in.
Good
Nice
lead feed.
Yeah, Larson. North up 17-9. Kavanaugh coming in for Manitowoc.
Kavanaugh is a guy to keep an eye on, too. He can shoot the three.
Good hustle out there. Couldn't get it away from him. Reverse layup attempt is no good. And Rudolph couldn't quite get to it. Brown was in a little better position to get the loose ball. Ullman on a charge.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Wow. I don't agree with that.
Can you get Van Vegel? That'll be his second foul, Matt. That's not a good thing.
No, and again, we talked earlier about him not being necessarily a guy that's going to shoot the ball a lot, but he can bring the energy, and he started on Bonk tonight, so obviously Coach Destel has a lot of confidence that he could keep him in check.
I like that matchup because Ben's got pretty quick feet, and he's taller than Bonk, which always helps.
That's right.
17-11. Davis, good defense played out there by Brown. Rudolph couldn't get it. And then Larson tips it out of bounds. Two minutes and 12 seconds left in the first quarter. Brown gets it into Kavanaugh, who gets it over to Ullman. Good work by Manitowoc to find the open shooter.
Good board by Davis.
Kick out to Marquez. Good work by North to swing it around. Boy, oh boy. Surprised there wasn't a whistle there.
Yeah, they're letting them play underneath.
Oh, off of Davis's foot. North has had a good start tonight. Need to finish strong this quarter also.
Yep. And I want to keep them take it a little bit more to the basket. Settling and starting to settle for some threes out there. So stay aggressive and get to the bucket.
Marquez on the good defense. Cole's had it for a minute. Brown looking inside. Oh. What were you thinking?
Not a good look there.
Three-point attempt is good again.
Good hit.
Rudolph with 9 points. And North has 20 to 11. I think it's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here.
Tell you what, Marty, the thing I like too about this start, not only are they sticking shots and getting after people, but of their 20 points, Davis only has 2 right now, and I think that's big.
Because you'll be scoring them at some point tonight.
That's right. You know it's coming at some point.
Kind of like in a Cup game when Rizzo has no hits, but you know he's going to get them at some point.
That's right. Castro too. Castro too.
We have Gerber, Valenciana, Belmore, Larson, and Marquez in the lineup for the running Raiders.
Good double. Don't let him out.
Yeah, they had Ullman in a good spot there. Good work. Schneider makes the easy basket. North didn't get back in time.
Santos with the 3. Nope.
That was quick. Ullman being guarded close by Santos. Oh. Santos turned his back on his man. That should be North's ball.
Yeah, that's one of the knocks on Santos this year. He can stick shots pretty consistently, but his defense isn't always there. And with Coach, that's what's going to keep him on the floor more than sticking those shots.
Hey, that's what got you on the floor.
That's right.
Gerber had a look, but passed up the shot. Manitowoc in a zone now.
See if North tries to play for 1 here.
Under 20 seconds. Valenciana. Whoa.
Man.
Not a great release, but he made it. 4 seconds. Brown outside the line, around the rim, off the backboard, around the rim and off. We're at the end of 1 quarter of play. North on top, 23-13. Back at North High School. This game tonight will wrap up the regular season for both teams. North comes into tonight 7-14, 7-8 in conference. Manitowoc has also struggled. They are 6-14, 3-11 in conference. In the first game, and we talked about it in the opening, North won it 71-58. Larson had 27, Bonk had 20. You had mentioned about Davis only having a couple of points so far. Manitowoc's Adam Bonk has no points so far. Or pardon me, he only has 2.
Yep, and that's one of the keys. Looks like Manitowoc's still in zone. Looks like a 1-3-1.
Yep. And they got Schneider on top.
Yep, long arms. You got to make sure smart passes up at the top.
Rudolph, bango. He's
tell you, Marty,
feeling it.
I love these threes, Marty. I love to see it.
Again, pretty good defense until they reached in. Belmore's first foul. Kavanaugh still in the ball game for Manitowoc. Good feed inside. Basket is good by Coles, and he's fouled.
It's always a tough one underneath. You hate to give up the foul there, but if you're going to foul them, you hate to make it an and one.
Davis Larson commits his first foul of the game. Eric Shusha in the ball game for the Raiders. A glancing blow by Coles. North up 11. Manitowoc continuing in the 1-3-1. Belmore's shot had a good look, couldn't get it to go. Schneider going hard, couldn't get it. Davis Larson got the rebound. And going to get Schneider for that foul.
And this is where they had trouble last night. Waukesha North played a 2-3 zone all night, and they started settling for threes quite a bit instead of trying to penetrate, dish a little bit. So I want to see them get stagnant out there. Keep penetrating, and if you got an open shooter, find them.
Oh, Larson right down the middle and was fouled on the shot attempt. He'll go to the line. Foul goes on Brown. That's his second.
Coach Destel not happy about something down there.
Steve Van Vigel. Ben's dead. Did we figure out what it was about?
Oh, they must have had a screw up on the last foul situation on that and one underneath. They must have given it to Davis instead of Marquez.
If it's on Marquez, I think he has 2 fouls.
Yeah, I think you're right, Marty. And the complaint that coach had is if that would have went on Davis, that would have given him his second. So obviously not something he wants.
Exactly. Good point. Davis with a couple of free throws. It's 28-15. North with their largest lead. Davis right through the crowd, lays it up and in.
Excellent take by Davis. Right down Main Street, Marty.
I've heard that somewhere before. Good defense by Shusha. Another turnover by the Ships. Shusha posting up down low. Now he comes up to the free throw line. There's that penetration you were talking about, but didn't work out that time.
Yeah, not that time, but I like to see that. Like I said, instead of the way to knock that zone and the way to beat that is not to just pass around the perimeter. You got to get some guys penetrating gaps, and then you can look to either kick the ball out to the wing or skip it to the opposite side.
Manitowoc, no trouble with the press that time. Shot attempt is no good. Good rebound by Gerber. Hasenstein
nice
to the hole, couldn't get it. Shusha up and in.
This is a different North team than what I saw last night. I like it.
Yeah, you and me both. Full timeout, Kerry. Let's take a short break. So far, Matt, ending the first quarter and so far here in the second, North is on a 12-2 run. And we certainly like that.
I said they're really getting up and down tonight. There just seems to be an aggressiveness to kind of everything they're doing, not only on the offensive but the defensive end. And we talked in the pregame about getting after Manitowoc, turning them over, especially their guards, and their pressure in the full court has been really good.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of double teams. I'll tell you who had a really good knack, and you know him, Aubrey Koistra.
I know that name well.
When they do that double team, that third guy had the knack of timing it pretty well and being able to intercept. That's what North needs to work on a little bit.
I agree. The only problem is in that Koistra family, his wife Kendra is much better athlete than what Aubrey is.
Hopefully they're watching tonight. Shot is no good. Larson, reverse layup, gets it.
Good finish.
He's getting those points now.
Yep, he's getting after it. Oh, another turnover.
Wow. Wanted to mention Brent Landon, number 34 in the ball game for Manitowoc. He's been in for a while. Like to get all the names mentioned. Belmore back in the game for the Raiders, and Bonk back in. He hasn't been in for the longest time.
No, he's been out for quite a while.
Larson had his shot blocked by Coles. North doubling up on Manitowoc, 34-17. Schneider looking good.
Yeah, that's a pure stroke he's got.
Manitowoc staying in the zone.
Ooh,
Ozzy got hit in the face.
Yep, took one in the eye, I think.
Larson goes up high off the glass and in.
Good finish. And they're finding that we're not settling for threes anymore. They're looking down low, and Davis, as you said, Marty, is getting his.
Trying to find a hole in the defense was Latour. Three-point attempt is no good. Shusha with the rebound. He's had a good stretch out here on the floor.
Giving him good minutes.
That
Eli.
was an easy call.
Yep, another travel. Got to get them feet set.
Got to work on that.
Yeah.
No excuse for that.
Yeah, those are the bad mistakes.
Unforced.
Yep.
Good work by Manitowoc. Bonk has it, gives it up.
Good hands
Tipped
by
away
Susha.
by Shusha. North comes away with it. Rudolph couldn't wait to catch and shoot, and he makes another
He's
one.
feeling it tonight. Bottoms for Nick.
Rudolph with 15. Schneider, good.
And you're going to give that up a little bit with that pressure for North. You're going to give up some fast break baskets, but the key is that, as always for North, that you're outscoring the other team.
Gerber's shot is no good. Rudolph, or Belmore kept it alive, got it over to Rudolph. His three rims out. Schneider, who made the last basket for Manitowoc, has 11 points. Bonk.
Tell you, Manitowoc really seems frazzled by their pressure.
They do. Belmore couldn't get it. Looked like he got fouled on the way, but no call. Hasenstein is going to check in at the next whistle. Schneider, good.
He's stroking it right now. That's another play there. Susha got caught in the middle there, and he's got to step up and get a hand in his face. Any free looks for Schneider are going down right now.
39-24, North up 15. Their largest lead was 17 points. Gerber had a look, but passed it up. A good fight. Brent Landon trying to strip that ball away, causing the turnover. A little bit of a bust out.
Good hands by Davis.
Yep, and Schneider lost the ball. Wade Rickmeyer hustling over to get it. That's the quickest he's moved since his freshman year of high school.
He was regaling me with stories of Little League Baseball earlier tonight, talking about when he used to play in my dad down at Keeney Court and at Legion Park.
Climb over the wall and sneak in and play. Wade's enjoying his time here at North. Santos Valenciana, no good. Marquez.
Johnny on the spot.
Cleaning up the garbage. Landon pushing it. Oh, carry not called. Layup is no good. Putback is up and in. That basket by Derek Rohrer.
Good Santos.
Oh boy.
Little out of control. Again, I do like the pace North is playing with tonight. They're getting up and down. This looks much more like a North team of old with the way they're getting up and
we could
really
call
pressuring.
them the running Raiders tonight.
That's right.
Kavanaugh back in. Latour stepping out, and coming in for North is Davis Larson. Eric Shusha stepping off. I thought he had a real nice string of minutes.
He gave him some real good minutes.
Davis Larson over to Hasenstein. He lays it up and in.
Good finish. Another nice play by Davis. He is active tonight. Bad foul.
Yeah, they're going to get Belmore, and that's his second.
That's a quick way to get coach on your bad side, picking up a foul about 70 feet from the basket.
Yeah, really. Although surprisingly, he's staying on the floor.
I was just going to say the same thing.
1:16 left until halftime. Manitowoc on a bust out. Good cover up and another bad pass. You know, that's a travel.
Yep.
Those red shirts out there, you know who they remind me of?
Who's that?
Old number 4 that used to wear green up in Green Bay. Favre?
Oh, yeah. He's one of my favorites. Saw him on the NFL Network a couple weeks ago, and he's got quite the gray beard working for him.
I was going to say, did he shave yet?
No, he hasn't. He's looking old.
Larson, little too far from the basket on the takeoff, but he does draw the foul. This is going to be another 20-point quarter, Matt.
And Davis is, again, he's quietly kind of going about his business. Missed free throw there, but only 8 points, and yet it's not so much what he's doing on the offensive end. His hands, like I said before, are just active. He's really getting after it defensively.
He is. I like the way he's playing tonight. That was his first free throw miss. He's 4 for 5, 5 for 6. North up 18. Manitowoc on a bit of a bust out. Schneider lost the handle. And a tie up. It's going to go to North.
You know, Coach Destel, along with a lot of coaches these days, they talk about those 50-50 balls. Who wants the in-between balls? And North is the team that wants those tonight. They are the first team on the floor.
Santos walking into the shot. Wow. There have been more traveling calls on North tonight than I've seen them make all year.
Yeah.
Don't reach, boys. Don't reach.
Yep. Ooh, could have been another travel there. There's Davis again.
Davis hard to the basket and scores. He's getting his points now.
Yep, he's setting the tone here.
20-point lead. Well, Schneider had a good look, and it wouldn't go down for him.
See if you get a good look here. 10 seconds.
Going to call a foul on Manitowoc. No. Larson.
Wow.
What did he do? Well,
it's too bad, too. I was going to say Santos buried the 3 after the whistle.
You're going to be on Facebook. Shot attempt is good and a foul. David Latour on the basket. Gerber picks up the foul. 0.1 seconds left. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, not a good one, but that foul notwithstanding, it's been a good first half for North here.
I agree with you. We're at halftime. Sheboygan North on top, 46-29.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong.
Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The Action Team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
It's like you're always stuck But she didn't tell you when the world has brought you down to your knees that I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before, I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too. I'll be there for you. When the rain starts to pour, I'll be there for you. Like I've been there before, I'll be there for you. 'Cause you're there for me too.
Let's hear it from Molly, Adrian, Abby, Emily, Sarah, Taylor, and Jareth. And now, a drum line.
time is gonna come. Your time is gonna come. It's up to you to reach out to be that friend who comes along. Your day is gonna come.
When you make a friend, you make a difference.
Your day is gonna come.
Friendship. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Training is about more than muscle. It's about inner strength. So I push myself. That's why I serve in the United States Coast Guard. I train with the best. A team that shares my drive and commitment. We collect intelligence, guard our shores against drug smugglers, and keep our waterways safe, because our nation expects more.
If you expect more, maybe you...
Back at North High School, getting ready to start second half action. Some scoring from the first half. North was led by Nick Rudolph with 15 points. Davis Larson had 11. For Manitowoc, TJ Schneider, their really good-looking freshman, had 13 points, but their high scorer, kid averaging 19.6 points per game, Adam Bonk only had 2 points.
Yeah, he's been he's been a non-factor out there, not only scoring-wise, but just getting to the bucket, penetrating, setting guys up. If you wouldn't know who he was and that he was one of the leading scorers in the conference, averaging 19.6 a game right now, you wouldn't even think much of him out there.
You got to wonder, Matt, if he's nursing a sore hand, because he does have his right hand bandaged, and if that wasn't one of the reasons why he didn't play much in that first half.
That's good eyes, Marty. I didn't even pick up on that, but that could certainly be.
I'm trying to get my eyes ready for the baseball season when I have to umpire.
That's right. You got to be ready to roll.
Right now, Chris and I are getting along pretty good. That all changes when we throw on our stuff.
I was going to say, as soon as spring rolls around, that rivalry begins, and the name-calling starts when he's got you behind the dish.
Oh, you should hear what I call him. From behind home plate. Ullman has it for Manitowoc. He gives it up. Schneider on a good play by the Ships to come out and score a basket early.
Right away, he's been their man here. They got to lock him down in the second half.
15 points now. Marquez trying to bull his way in, but couldn't. Rudolph's shot from outside the line is no good. And 3 North guys tried to grab at Coles, and finally they called it on the third guy. And that was Belmore, and he got his third.
Yeah, another bad foul there. You can't be having those, you talked about before, so far away from the basket.
Yeah.
Nick's shot, though, I like that 3 right away from him. He didn't hit it, but it's a good look. Keep shooting him, Nick.
Again, Manitowoc having a pretty good press breaker on that one. Schneider has it in the corner. Good defense by Marquez. Getting around the defense was Austin Brown, and his shot did not go in. Ball is tapped out by North.
I think these first 3 minutes are really going to be key here, Marty. You don't want to let Manitowoc get a sniff here and try to claw their way back into the game. Step on them right away and don't even give them a chance.
I was going to say, it hasn't been too many times this year that North has been able to score 20 points in 2 consecutive quarters.
That's right. Well, we talked at halftime, too. We'll see if they can keep the pace up.
Good defense out there by Ben Coles. Coles down the lane. Left-handed layup, or semi-hook shot, I guess you'd call it. No good. Rudolph kicked it out of bounds.
A little out of control there for Nick.
You know, I don't know if you heard that from the Manitowoc bench. Hey, he traveled. I thought he did too.
Yeah,
actually.
I agree.
Shuffled the feet before he put the ball down. 6:33 left in the third. North has yet to score here in the quarter. Manitowoc has 1 basket so far. Preston Ullman being guarded by Van Vegel. Schneider. And good pass by TJ. Marquez picking up the foul.
And again, Jordan might just be a role player for them, but he's more important than some people might think. There's a nice play.
He's the intercept. Marquez lays it in. We're going to have to send him to the Mike Martin School of Left-Handed Layups.
That's right. Say, even my sister, I think, on one of her better days could sink a left-handed layup.
Shot no good. Rudolph grabbed the rebound and then had it tipped out of bounds. North has it, up by 17.
The turnovers just keep mounting for Manitowoc.
Belmore around and in. Boy, he forced that one and got it to go. Preston Ullman kicks it up the floor.
Got to step up.
Shot off the glass is good by Austin Brown. North working hard. Larson, leaping leaner, got it in, but he goes down.
He
took a shot to the head. We doing replays tonight, Kerry? Maybe we can take a look at that.
Yeah, I did not see that until after the fact, Marty, so I couldn't tell you.
I tell people how.
Yeah, that did not look good.
And he looks to be hurting pretty good, too.
Yeah, you know what I thought when he went down like that was I thought, oops, maybe he turned an ankle, but he clutched his head right away.
And the way he's still kind of, he's got both hands up over his face.
Well, hopefully he'll be okay.
You wonder, with all the talk of the concussions and stuff like that these days, Marty, if he got dinged a little bit and if we'll see him again before the night's over.
Yeah. Sitting down at the end of the bench, Chris Lenz is going to take a look at him. Sam Kaminsky making his first appearance tonight. A kick up to Adam Bonk. Oh,
good block
Kaminsky
by Sam.
with a block. Way to go, Sam. A good save by Van Vegel, but then Marquez's attempt to save it.
Should travel.
Yep, they're going to get him. The officials were looking. What do you got? No, what do you got? No, what do you got?
I was going to say,
okay.
one signal travel, one signal double dribble, and as long as it goes North's way, it's all good.
Hey, spoken like a true fan. By the way, that comment I made about you being a fair weather fan, I was just kidding.
I wasn't
that was your dad I was talking about.
Yep, I wasn't going to bring it up.
Marquez in the lane couldn't make the easy shot, and then he gets fouled. Foul is going to go on Austin Brown. That's his third. Speaking of 3 fouls, Jordan Marquez, and I've got Eli Belmore with each 3 fouls for North.
And both of those guys still on the floor. And the thing is with North this year, they don't go very deep into their bench just because they don't have much of a bench at all. They've only got 10 guys on their roster, and with Davis hurting down there, Desso's going to have to ride those guys.
When they went into their pregame warm-up, they only had 9 guys out there. Obviously, Sam was in the locker room getting dressed.
Yep, he does the double duty, plays a couple quarters of JV, and then if coach needs him for the varsity, he's there.
Almost a steal by Schneider. North looked a little discombobulated there for a second. Belmore by the left-hander, around and out.
Good look. Nice feed by Marquez, too.
Once they got the offense set, they looked really sharp.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's another look. It's a solid look. His feet are set, rattled in and out. Get him on the next one.
Bonk has it up in front of the crowd. He's fouled. They might be getting Marquez for that. If they do, it's his fourth. It is.
That's a good sign. Here comes Davis.
Yep. Wow. Adam Bonk averaging 19.6 points a game. In tonight's game, I've got him with 2 points. They said he had none. I thought he had a basket right away at the beginning of the game. Misses a couple of free throws. Wow.
Manitowoc in that 1-3-1 zone again. Oh, good kick to the middle. Get that ball moving.
Kaminsky and Davis switching spots from high to low post.
Good idea on the skip by Sam. Got to be a little more aggressive with the pass. A little too much lollipop on that.
Larson with the turnover. Good hands by the Ships. TJ Schneider no good.
There's a good skip pass.
Rudolph couldn't get it. Good rebound in there
Good play by
Latour. And then Nick with the intercept.
Staying with the play. Love to see that.
Davis Larson for 2. It's been a while.
And a 5-second call. Another turnover for Manitowoc.
Whew.
Oh, asleep at the wheel of the Manitowoc defense. Nice kick
boy.
to Davis underneath, wide open.
How does that happen? Larson with the good tip. Raiders up by 23.
Good ball movement.
Nick Rudolph in and out. Hasenstein had it taken away. Boy, he had a good rebound and then lost the ball.
Yep, good play followed by a bad one.
Preston Ullman draws the foul. Kaminsky commits his first foul. Boy, oh boy, you know, it's bad enough when you can't make shots, but then when you're clanking free throws left and right.
Yeah, you mentioned in the pregame, North really struggled at the line Saturday night, and Manitowoc isn't doing themselves any favors tonight. Now they're one.
Wow. Kaminsky pretty strong with the ball, though. Oh. Oops.
I think Coach Gallagher right now is just trying to go with a combination that's going to keep things competitive at this point. It's really starting to get away from them.
Yeah, they've struggled this year. And, you know, when I think back to last year and again this year with Manitowoc, it's been their guard play that's really hurt them.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, and talking to Coach Desatel last night, he was really impressed with Manitowoc recently, and he mentioned Bonk and Schneider especially who stepped up their game, but it's been a battle for them tonight. And I think it's been a little bit of North and a little bit of Manitowoc kind of mixed together.
Latour, rainbow shot didn't go, and then Belmore with the kick-up pass to Hasenstein, who gets Kaminsky going right down the lane. Sam with the rebound, putback is no good. Good effort by Sam. TJ Schneider. Larson slows things up. We're down to a minute left in the third quarter. North had 46 at halftime. They've only scored 10 this quarter. North calls a timeout to keep from losing the ball with 48.1 seconds left.
Tough play for Zach there. Eli put him in a little bit of a tough position in the corner. With that zone they're playing, that's exactly what Manitowoc wants. Get it into the corner and they're going to trap you, and he didn't have anywhere to go.
Our next game is going to be next Tuesday, February 25th, when Lutheran, the #1 seed in their region, hosts Stockbridge, the #8 seed. We look forward to bringing you that. And then the other team that we're going to be following is the North High girls. I know they got a tough game coming up against De Pere.
Yep, tomorrow night up in De Pere. It's exciting. We got some really quality area teams this year that hopefully will be making a deep run into March.
Yeah, I hear you. North, we were mentioning, got a pretty tough draw in the first round.
Yeah, Kimberly, I think Kimberly's record, they're about 13-8 right now, which doesn't sound that great, but they're playing in the Fox Valley Association, and when you're going up against Oshkosh North, Appleton East, some of those quality teams, they bring it night in and night out, and even those bottom feeders can bite you if you're not ready. So it's going to be a tough one up at Kimberly's place. So
20 seconds left. Hey, Matt, what's your impression of the Valley this year? Classic.
In my opinion, I don't know, it's down. It's very top-heavy. You've got De Pere, Bayport, Pulaski, Schwabenon's been very good, but you've got a lot of the Green Bay schools that are really struggling, and the two Sheboygan schools here as well that have fallen on some hard times. Played better of late, but are struggling. So, yeah, in my opinion, a little down year for the conference. Very, very top-heavy. Those top teams can play, that's for sure.
You don't see much. You're right, top heavy, and everybody else seems to be not, there's not a group in the middle like we're used to seeing. Shot by Larson at the buzzer is no good, and we're at the end of 3. North on top, 56-33.
Simple moments are what make every day count.
What a day. We need to get outside.
But, honey, I think there's a game on somewhere.
Well, I know another game we can play.
Golf? You and me?
I'm ready to learn, and I found a great deal on lessons.
Okay, game on.
I think I can take you.
Now you can learn to play golf, starting with one great deal. 5 lessons from a PGA or LPGA instructor, starting at only $99. Get the details at getgolfready.com. Get ready to play.
Back at North High School, getting ready to start fourth quarter action. Manitowoc with only 4 points in the quarter. North not much better with only 10, considering they had 46 points at halftime.
Yep. And we talked about that too. I was curious to see if the pace was going to stay at what it was, and it slowed down a little.
Good ball movement by the Raiders, but again, unable to hit the open shot.
It's nice when you have a 23-point cushion, though. You can afford to miss a few shots here.
Exactly. right through the hands and out of bounds. Ben Cole's not able to make the catch.
Boy, it's amazing. And Marty, you talked earlier about those unforced errors. There's another one.
Yeah. What I was looking forward to seeing Adam Bonk play, because I've heard things about him, but he's hardly been on the floor tonight.
Yeah, and the first game up in Manitowoc, he played very well. In fact, North had about a 20-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and he stuck some cold-blooded shots to bring them within about 10 or 9. And again, North was struggling at the line, but yeah, he's been a complete non-factor tonight.
Watching North on this possession, they're doing exactly what you don't want them to do. There we go, a little bit of penetration. Prior to that, it'd been all passing around the outside.
Yep, and that's not going to beat the zone.
Rudolph moving around the zone pretty good, but good cover-up defense that time by Brown. That shot again off by North.
Three-point shooting's gone a little by the wayside here in the second half, too.
Kavanaugh able to keep control. Layup attempt by by Brent Landon is no good. Larson has managed to stay out of foul trouble. Matt, I've got some bad news for you. We're retiring my Wrigley Field pencil
there's a
for
good
the
place.
night.
There's a good place for that somewhere, though.
Well, we'll hang on to it, that's for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned Davis staying out of foul trouble, Marty, and it's been good to see since he's come back into the game that he doesn't seem to be too shaken up by that shot he took earlier.
Wow. Jeez. That's 6 free throw misses in a row by the Ships.
Not a winning percentage from the line for the Ships.
Hazy in and out.
Just can't buy one now. Another one halfway down and back out.
Marquez not able to tip it away. Cole's had it. And then we're going to get Van Vagel with a foul.
I don't know if I agree with that one.
Well, they call it on Rudolph, I think. Oh, they're giving it to Larson. That's
Davis.
His third. It's a good thing had one in the first half changed.
That's all it took, Marty, to mention he was staying out of foul trouble. He quick gets another one here.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? You know who does that all the time?
I'm thinking the coach, probably.
Exactly. Guy's terrible. Manitowoc sticking with the zone.
Good look.
Good inside feed.
Yep.
Marquez fouled.
And coach likes to do that against the zone. He'll run a player down to the short corner there, which was Davis, and then send somebody flashing from the free throw line, which was Marquez there, and they got an excellent look on the inside.
That short corner provides just enough spacing to get the pass in.
Yep, it does. And not only that, but it allows, with a good player like Davis, he can take a look and see the floor, and if that cut to Marquez isn't there, he can kick it to the opposite side and maybe get a look for three.
Little update on the scoring. Larson now leading all scorers with 17 points. Nick Rudolph still sitting with 15. Marquez a 1-for-2 trip. He has 5. Shot is up and in. That one by Latour. North not having trouble getting it in the middle of the zone, that's for sure.
Nope, not at all. And that's good to see. We talked about earlier that kicking it around the outside, I mean, yeah, it's moving the ball, but it's not making the zone work as hard as when you dump it down to the middle and make guys start going into places where they're not necessarily comfortable being, and that's going to open up extra spots on the floor.
Hazenstein sits down. Belmore back in. Remember, Eli has 4 fouls. Larson hits the second. He has 18 points. North has 58. And Manitowoc only 35. Taking it down the lane and shooting and scoring is David Latour. Got a couple of baskets here. Has 10 points on the night. And he hasn't played that much.
I wonder if you're right, Marty, if there's something to Bonk being injured. He's pulling the wrap off his hand on the bench right now.
Davis Larson gets fouled. He'll shoot a pair again.
And Coach Gallagher still does have Schneider on the floor. So they said if Bonk wasn't a little banged up, I think he'd be out there at this point yet, too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he'll be ready for their game next Tuesday in tournament action. Well, a free throw here by Davis will give him 20 points on the night.
Manitowoc will play host to Green Bay East next week.
Now, as you know, as we look back on the game, Matt, there's a lot to like about Davis's play. What do you like about it tonight?
Well, I said it right from the get-go. I mean, his offensive numbers are going to be there, but I think the key for him tonight was he set the tone along with Marquez defensively, how active his hands were, getting in the passing lanes, anticipating things, and starting the break a couple of times. So even more so defensively, I was impressed with the effort that Davis had tonight.
You know, you talk about Davis going to get his points. I thought in that North-South game, Carter Amundsen really played some good defense. Nice drive to the basket and a score, that one by Austin Braun.
And it's hard for Davis, too, because he's the guy that everybody's keying in on. These teams are setting out to stop him, and they're going to try to make somebody else from North beat him. So Davis has got his work cut out for him every night.
Yeah, exactly. And again, going back to your point you made way back at the beginning, you got to have guys like Rudolph have to hit some shots.
Yep, absolutely. And Gerber was a name I mentioned off the top. He banged one in right at the start tonight, and those are big because that's going to make those other teams have to key in and not be able to focus all their attention on Davis.
Manitowoc continuing in the zone defense. Rudolph wide open. Had a good release, couldn't get it to go, however.
Yep, another good look.
Pushing it hard was Landon. Latour, no good. Kaminsky, strong rebound. Larson gliding down the lane and scores.
And that's a tough finish, too.
Ooh, Kaminsky with a block, but he's going to pick up the foul. For Sam, that's his second foul. Schneider will go to the line. We haven't heard much from him this second half.
No, he's been very quiet.
He had the first basket of the second half and hasn't scored since.
And again, that was one of the keys for tonight. Although, like I said, North had a sizable lead at the half, but keeping him in check has been important for them to be able to stretch this thing out a bit.
You know, Manitowoc's weak to begin with, and when your top scorer basically can't play because of an injury, it really makes it tough.
Yeah, other guys have to step up, and especially Schneider is a good player, but he's only a freshman, and that's asking a lot of a freshman to really carry the load and kind of set the tone for you.
Santos with a rainbow, couldn't get it in. Schneider, oh man, wow. He is going to be a a load by the time he's a senior.
Well, and you give him a couple of years too. I mean, he's pretty scrawny right now. You get him in the weight room a couple of years, get some muscle on him, and he's going to be a force.
Speaking of force, how's the bowling game going?
It's going all right. Averaging about 205 this year. Not the same as my dad and my uncle. Competing with those guys is a challenge. Although my dad is down to from 235 to 230 now, so he's really struggling.
Really terrible.
Yeah, really struggling lately.
I bet you feel sorry for him
too.
I
do. Oh, jeez. Get my Kleenex out of my pocket and dry my eyes a little.
Ay, ay, ay. 62-42, North by 20. Under 3 minutes now left in the game, and the three-point shot is just left the building.
Yeah,
at least on this end of the floor.
And they are close. Another one in and out.
Latour, bango. Manitowoc actually has a run of points going here, Matt. Gerber, that's going to be way off. Oh. Hasenstein's going to get called for the foul. I thought they might have got the travel call, but that's not the case.
The idea was right by Zach. He was anticipating there, but just got to be a half a step quicker getting that passing lane.
Latour at the line. He's got 12 points. He's had a nice game here tonight.
I'll tell you, Marty, student section over there was just chanting for Jordan Marquez, and between him and Ben Van Vagel, those are guys that didn't play basketball at all for North last year, and it might have not have been the easiest of roads this year. They went through their struggles, but those guys kept grinding it out and definitely made an impact on the North program this year.
Good comments. It's really true. Hazy, bango.
There it is. There's a player to keep an eye on in the next couple of years. We're talking about Schneider for Manitowoc. Zach Hasenstein's going to be a guy to watch for North, along with Davis. It's going to be nice to have those guys a couple more years.
Latour down the lane and scores. He's only a sophomore, Matt.
A lot of youth on the floor out there.
Sam Kaminsky with his fourth foul, playing limited minutes tonight. He splits time with the JV team, so he's 2 quarters on the varsity and 2 quarters on the JVs. Making those fouls count, though. 1:58 remaining. The way we're going to do this after the game is over, we'll go to a commercial break. I'll run down to the floor. They have some doings going on after the game. It's senior night. And then following that brief ceremony, I'll have a couple of the winning Raiders, and we'll do a little bit of an interview and wrap it up. So, Matt, your services are done after the whistle.
It's been a pleasure, Marty. I've really enjoyed it.
It's been great having you. North again working the perimeter. Shusha was open at the free throw line, but they didn't want to give it to him.
There it is.
We'll get it to him closer
Very nice.
to the
They
basket.
heard you, Marty. They heard you down there.
Nice play. And a good move by Eric to drop down. Kavanaugh. Oh, nice move in the lane by the little guard.
Good
he
pump
scores.
fake.
Kavanaugh, another kid that split time between the JV game. By the way, North's JV team won. They finished the season 18-4, and we need to mention the freshman teams also. Randy Utek's team, the B freshman team, finished 20-0, and Brian Burr's freshman team finished the season 16-4. I think they finished in second place. Basket is up and in by Rudolph. He's got 18. And Kurt Davis's JV team finished in second place also.
And one thing about, oh, sorry, Marty.
No.
One thing about Brian Burr's freshman team, they started the year pretty rough. They had a tough going at the end of the year, and as it went on, they really came on strong, so they finished well.
Referee Tom Rush counting out the 5-second. And that's going to be the ball game.
Solid effort tonight for the boys.
Very solid. Couple of comments before we go to a break?
Yeah, well, this is a good effort from North tonight. With the playoffs around the corner, you love to have a little momentum, especially when you're going on the road and facing a tough Kimberly team. So the effort was great tonight. Stuck some shots early, really got after Manitowoc on the defensive end. And like I said, Coach Destel can carry a little momentum into the playoffs.
All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have some interviews and wrap up the broadcast tonight.
Going to school pregnant, riding the bus, that was hard. You just have all the stares and you have all the questions. When you get pregnant, all the stuff just goes through your mind. Abortion, adoption, keeping him. When you're 15 and pregnant, you can't do it without support. I wanted to give him a better life. I'm Miranda and I chose adoption.
A healthy diet and plenty of exercise are keys to success, both on and off the ice. Teaching kids how to eat right will give them the fuel they need to be at their very best.
Growing bodies need lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains, lean protein, and low-fat dairy to be healthy and strong. A registered dietitian can work with your family to help you create nutritious meals you will love.
And don't forget to exercise for at least 60 minutes every day. Visit kidseatright.org for more information.
He attended Grant School and Urban Middle School. He's planning on attending UW-Milwaukee for sports management. He's been a member of the baseball team, the Student Council, Expo, and Blue Crew. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, number 15, Ben Van Vagel. Ladies and gentlemen, number 21, Jordan Marquez. Jordan attended St. Dominic's Grade School before North, and at North, Jordan is a member of the National Honor Society, Expo, Synchro, Baseball, Cross Country, Student Council, and the Blue Crew. He's a proud member of the Gold Freshman basketball team. He's expecting to attend the University of Wisconsin, or UWM, and both Ben and Jordan would love to team up someday as ESPN analysts. Number 21, Jordan Marquez. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to ask the parents and relatives of these two seniors to please stand so you can be recognized. Parents and relatives of Ben and Jordan. The coaching staff and basketball community at North would like to thank you and your families for your loyalty and your hard work during these past 4 years. You and your parents have been a tremendous asset to our entire program. Players, Jordan, Ben, we wish you well in your future plans after graduation. Ladies and gentlemen, one final salute to Ben and Jordan.
You show your smile to the world every day, but nearly 4 out of 5 Americans say they would smile a lot more if their teeth looked better. The good news is, healthy teeth can be safely and affordably corrected at any age. Advances in orthodontics have made the treatment more successful and comfortable than ever.
Only orthodontists receive 2 to 3 years of education beyond dental school to learn the proper way to align and straighten teeth. To learn more, visit mylifemysmile.org.
See these hands? They grip the wheel of a Humvee in Afghanistan.
12 years. Flying choppers.
My hands? They're here for the person who fought in Afghanistan. I made the call and got support for my sister.
Mine take care of the person who flew those helicopters. And if life gets overwhelming, they're ready to dial the Veterans Crisis Line.
Confidential help is just a call, click, or text away.
Bye. Jen, I'm here. Okay, why are you wearing that?
Because we are going golfing.
I would, except I got a lot of stuff I gotta get
Oh,
done.
no more to-do lists, no more laundry. We are gonna go have fun. I mean, we've always wanted to learn how to play golf, right? So, it's playtime.
Come on. Okay, what am I gonna wear?
You can learn how to play golf with 5 lessons from a PGA or LPGA instructor starting at only $99. Go to getgolfready.com. Get ready to play.
Back at North High School, joining me are the 2 seniors on the squad, Jordan Marquez and Ben Van Vagel. Ben, let's talk a little bit about tonight's game. Manitowoc provided a little bit of competition there early on, but then you guys got your running game going.
Yeah, I feel like we had to contest their top 2 players. The freshman Schneider, great player. He was knocking down shots, and I mean Bonk, we held him to a few points, which was good for us. It got our confidence going on defense, which led to good offense. But our key to this was just shutting down those 2 players, and I mean, shutting down one for the most part was enough for us, and we had just good hustle.
I just want to tell you, whenever I'm up in the booth, announcing your games, and I see you get the ball with a wide open shot and you don't take it, I start to go through withdrawal. When are you going to start shooting the ball, man?
I've been hearing that in the stands. I hear it all the time, but I mean, I'm finding the open shots. Coach is always telling us to find the hot hand. And tonight it was Nick Rudolph, and it seemed like if he was open, he was knocking it down, which is always good for us.
That's a good move on your part. Jordan, I was announcing the game tonight with Matt Horsen. I think you know Matt, and he said, you offer a lot to the team. You don't score a whole lot, but there are other things that you do, and you need players like that, like you and Ben. You don't always do the scoring, maybe the glamorous stuff, but you do the other stuff. Talk a little bit about what you try to offer to the team.
I mean, I just try to play good defense because it's really important, especially when you got a guy like Bonk out there and guys like Schneider that can carry a team. You got to have people that are going to lock down on defense. I mean, we have Dave's great offensive player, so defense is important. We got to get boards. We're kind of lacking size this year, so I figured that was really important, and I wanted to help our team with that. But other than that, just creating shots and helping the team win games is really what it's about.
I got a bone to pick with you, man. I like the reverse layup down on the other end, but you had a layup on this end. All you had to do is shoot it with your left hand. You could have made it, and you shot it with the right hand. What's up?
I got to work on that left hand.
We're going to send you to the Mike Martin School of Shooting Left-Handed Layups. Guys, thanks a lot for stopping by. Great game, and good luck in the tournaments. To our viewers out there, thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road. Our next game will be next Tuesday, February 25th, when we cover Sheboygan Lutheran against Stockbridge. For the crew and my partner, Matt Horsen, I'm Mike Martin saying thanks for watching, everybody.